Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are inside of the Discord server of another YouTuber I really like watching. Their name is Orb. I'll link them down in the description. But we are going to be drawing people's Roblox avatars. Super excited for this. I do have a couple picked out. I think it's like one or two. But I also do want to pick out a couple more because I want to do probably about 3 or 4 in this video, and honestly I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. So I'm gonna look through these and I'm gonna pick out which ones that I think I want to draw. I like this one. This one's really cute, so I'm gonna add this one to my list. Ooh, okay, here we go. This is the other one that I had picked out. This one that's got the teal hair and the cute Hello Kitty shirt. Like, I really like this one, so this is going to be one of the other ones that you're doing. So it's 2 so far, so we need to pick 1 or 2 more. I really only draw like feminine characters because I cannot draw masculine eyes or masculine hair, like really short hair. So I have to draw more feminine characters until I learn how to do that. Hopefully we can find some more that'll be fun to draw. Ooh, okay. I really like this one. This one looks pretty simple. And I also think that my dog Zuma here really likes it because he keeps ramming himself into my chair. Alright, so now we have our 3. And I think I'm going to choose the teal hair one first. I think that's the one that I want to start with. So let's get started on that. Hello, it's VoiceOver Patience here. This was different from what I usually like to draw. I don't usually draw other people's characters, so I was really excited to get a chance to do that. First of all, I just want to clarify, I don't know how to draw basic human anatomy. I'm still learning and practicing on how to do that. So I went to Pinterest and I found a pose that I liked and I thought would work for the character, and then I brought that sketch over here and then I did a rough line art for it, and then I cleaned it up a bit afterwards. And honestly, I'm okay with the pose and how it turned out. I do really want to learn how to draw actual anatomy, but because I wanted to make this video now and I didn't feel like it would be realistic for me to try and force myself to learn every bit of anatomy before I made this video, I just decided it's okay. I will use the Pinterest base, and I will just clarify that I did use a Pinterest base, and if you would like the link to said Pinterest base, I can get that for you if you would like it. And now here I am redoing the line art because at first I do a rough line art sketch-ish thing, whatever, just to get the basic shape down that the sketch had shown on Pinterest. And that's when I clean it all up and I get rid of any of the little overlaps or details that just don't work. I flipped the canvas a few times to make sure it looks okay, which is something that I've been getting better at doing because I feel like it's something everybody should do to make sure that their art actually looks good from both sides. I feel like it's just something that everybody should work on doing more. Now I'm starting here on the hair. I usually need like a very good sketched out reference for drawing hair, and especially because I've never drawn wavy hair before, I was really nervous about how this would turn out. In the end, it's not my best work, but it's the best that I could do for this type of hair. I had to restart a few times because I didn't like the shape that it took, or I didn't like the way it was placed and I couldn't change it. So I had to restart and redo that. In the end, I feel like some bits of the hair actually just ended up looking like pasta, honestly. It did just end up looking like pasta, but I knew that if I focused too much on it and if I didn't actually work on finishing the art piece, I'd never get it done, and then this video would never get finished. This video is different from the type of content that I usually like to make, especially because 1, it's got almost real-time speed paints of my art. Obviously it's sped up because this art piece took me an hour to make, and nobody wants to watch an hour of time when they could get it cut into like 20 minutes-ish. What was I saying before? Right, this isn't my usual type of content, and I also don't do voiceovers. So, and I also don't add music into my videos. Like, this is the first video that I've added a background music in a while, if I've ever actually added it before. Alright, here I'm using the lasso tool and I'm just adjusting this hair strand on the other side a bit because I flipped the canvas and it looks kind of squished. It still looks a little off, but it looks better now. And now I'm trying to draw the back of the hair, and I just could not figure out how I wanted to draw this because I've gotten pretty good at drawing other types of hair, but this hair was just giving me such a hard time. Honestly, I feel like it turned out okay for never having drawn wavy hair before. And in the end, it's more like a trust the process kind of thing. In the end, it actually turns out to look pretty good, so I'm actually really happy about that. This video probably would have had more than 2 characters in it because, as you saw if you read the little text that popped up on screen earlier when I was picking out characters, that I only did end up drawing 2 characters for this video because I am about halfway done drawing the second character and this video is already 22 minutes long. And I really didn't want to make an hour-long video because those are always such a pain to finish editing and whatnot, so I was like, okay, we'll just do the 2 characters instead of the 3 or 4 that I wanted to do, and we'll do 2 characters in a part 2 if this video does really well. I'll probably still draw some characters for other people as well because I like the practice because it forces me to work inside the guidelines of the character that somebody else has already made. But yeah. Here I was playing around with the colors of the liner and I was like, oh, that actually looks really good with a teal colored liner, but I reverted it back to the black liner because I was like, I'm making this for somebody else, now is not the time to be fiddling around with experimentation. Alright, now I'm trying to figure out the shirt and skin color and whatnot. So I first figure out the skin color and get like a rough idea of what I wanted, and I do end up changing the skin color that I picked out earlier. I changed it just a little bit. It's not very noticeable unless you're really paying attention to it. But when I'm drawing on my drawing pad, the colors are a little bit offset, so I have to bring them over to my computer screen, bring the drawing app over to my computer screen, and I have to double check the colors and change them as needed, and the color just didn't look very good. So I had to change it up a bit, and now it looks much better seeing the finished piece. I get the rough outline of the shirt done, and then once I like it, I work on drawing the little details. That shirt, that Hello Kitty shirt, had so many little details, and I was like, okay, I'm not drawing all of that. That is way too much, so I figured, let's just draw the Hello Kitty. And I can't draw animals, like not even a little bit, so So I roughly traced the outline that was on that shirt already, and then I used the free transform tool or liquify or whatever you want to call it to shape it to fit on the shirt better. I touched up the liner and fixed up any lines that didn't need to be there, and I actually like how that piece turned out a bit. This is my first time doing like a voiceover that's like an actually long voiceover, and this doesn't have a script either, so I may just be rambling a lot, which is something that I do honestly when I'm talking in videos, is I just ramble on and on and on and on. And I feel like it's because that I don't talk to anybody else. Like, I'm a loner, I'm content with being alone, but that also means that I don't talk to people a lot, so that when I fire up my recording stuff and I choose a video that I want to record, I ramble. I ramble a lot. But when I ramble, my train of thought also gets cut off because I see something. Like, I have my video open right now, what I have edited so far, and I'm watching it to make sure that the voiceover will actually line up with it and that it's not too difficult for me to edit later. But then I'll look at it, and then I won't be able to remember what I was talking about. And it's so frustrating, and it happens every time I'm recording a video. But with a voiceover like this, it's kind of hard to edit it because it's just the sound, so I'd have to listen to it over and over and over again. And then when I do that, everything just sounds off because hearing your voice for that long it's a lot. So after I finished the shirt and I got the colors down for that, I tried making the skirt, and I couldn't tell whether it was actually supposed to be a skirt or if it was like a really short pair of shorts. So I tried to make a pleated skirt. That did not work, so I ended up just making a shorter skirt than what I'd usually make, and I just put a small little slit in it. I don't know if that's actually what it's called, like that triangle piece that's there, but that's just what I'm calling it for now. You can feel free to correct me. And any constructive criticism that people have about my art, you can feel free to leave it in the comments. I actually quite enjoy hearing what people have to say about my art, and if they think there's anything that I can do to make it better. Okay, and here I was working on drawing, what do you call it? The socks, or stockings, or shoes, or whatever you want to call it there. I was working on drawing that, and I'm actually okay with how they turned out. Trying to get the lines to work so that they weren't too big or too small or just didn't match the right sizes was a little annoying, and I wanted to make sure that the colors kind of matched. Went from blue to green to yellow to a pinkish red, and I feel like I did an okay job at matching it up. I don't usually draw shoes. Usually my characters just don't have them, or I just don't bother. So this was new, but I feel like I'm okay with how they turned out. I'm not a fan of the shape that they ended up taking, but I'm not going to go back and change it a million times because I wanted to make sure that they got to see the character in a timely manner. Alright, here we go. I added the skin color and was figuring out what I wanted to add next, and I decided let's do the necklace next. I believe that's what I did. Either that or I was changing the skin tone here. I couldn't really tell. And then I also realized as I was looking for what to draw next that the character doesn't have a head. It's supposed to be headless. So I quickly fixed up and changed that, and it made the character look a lot better. Honestly, it made it match more with what I was trying to draw for it. And then I also had to fix up the hair and make it blend in a bit more, which was a little bit annoying, but I overall got it done, and I'm okay with how it turned out. I've never drawn a headless character before, but I feel like they actually look like really cool. I definitely want to draw like a headless character again. It also made this drawing process go by a lot quicker because I didn't have to worry about drawing eyes, a nose, a mouth, and eyebrows, and all of that kind of stuff, because I do like to add those onto my characters. Next, I drew the necklace. I couldn't figure out what the necklace actually was supposed to be, like what the designs on it were, so I just decided to do pastel rainbow hearts, and I'm actually okay with how that turned out. The black liner actually lined up with the hearts pretty well, so I didn't have to draw too much with it other than just the hearts. Now I'm working on starting the headphones, and I've never drawn headphones before, so this was a struggle, and I was trying so hard because I really wanted this to look good, and overall in the end I'm actually okay with how it turned out. By the way, this is my first time ever adding like music into the background of my videos, so if you like the music or you want to know what music was used, let me know in the comments, because if the music is good then I'll definitely add more of it, and trying to find music that would be calm enough that it wouldn't overtake the video but also not so quiet that you wouldn't notice it was a struggle, but I got them from the free YouTube library, so I shouldn't have to worry about getting copyrighted for them, which is awesome. Alright, here I'm trying to finish up the headphones, and I'm actually okay with how they turned out, but then I'm just fixing up a few things with the hair and whatnot. And then I decided let's do the hair clips. I think they were stars. I'm not exactly sure, but I just did a pink and a purple star with a bit of a black liner, and then I just took the ones that I draw, I flipped them over, and I put them on the other side as well to just speed up the process a little bit because this was already taking so long. I probably would have been able to add more characters into this video if I had edited and sped it up more in the editing process. But now, because everything's been separated into clips, it's kind of hard to. But yeah, here we go. Now I'm showcasing you the art, and let's go see the reaction for it. Okay, so I just finished this person's avatar, and I'm so excited to show them. Alright, I drew a Roblox avatar. I've never done wavy hair, so this was my best try. Okay, wait, we also have to add a screenshot of their avatar. Okay, here. This is a good screenshot of their avatar. I drew a Roblox avatar. I've never done wavy hair before, and I haven't, so ooh, this is kind of iffy. Oh, sugar. We need to go back. Do you know why we need to go back? Because I just realized, looking at it right now, that we need to add, whatchamacallit? Arm warmers. We need to add arm warmers. I didn't add arm warmers. Okay. I need to do that real quick. Oh, how could I forget about that? Honestly. Like, that is such, like, a basic thing. I have no idea how I could have forgotten that. Okay, well, let's just go in here and also add these back. Because I want this to be at least kind of accurate. Alright, the bag obviously would be hidden behind here that they have on. Like, this avatar has, like, lots of details, and I'm really liking it. But we also need to draw these arm warmers. We need to add arm warmers here. Okay. This isn't difficult. This is really easy. How far down does the arm warmers go? Straight down to the hands? Make it go a little bit down onto the hands. And probably, like, up here, honestly, on this end. And we'll put it up here. And then we need a beautiful blue to match their arm warmer color. That is. Okay! This looks awesome! Honestly, I really like this. Now we gotta go back to here. We need to delete this other one and add this one here. Okay. Now, obviously, we need to go back over to Discord. Here we go. And add the new ones. Okay, I really hope they like it. Oh, this one is so cute. Aw, it's adorable. I like that. That's so cute. And these ones are really cool. I always add reactions onto like these art pieces. And now we get to send this to them. Oh god, my anxiety's trying to bite at me now. Oh god, okay. Okay, there we go. And I cannot wait to see what their reaction is gonna be. I'm actually not opposed at this drawing. I feel like I could have done better with the hair. I feel like I could have put a little bit more effort into it. But yeah, I really like this. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, hi, I'm back, and we are on the next one. This one was probably one of my favorite ones. I chose I don't remember, what was the color of the other avatar's hair? I don't know. I chose this one because I felt like this one would be really fun to draw. Again, this one is also a Pinterest based for the sketch, and honestly, I don't really know how this one is going to turn out yet, because as I'm recording this voiceover, I am only halfway done with that other character. So I don't know how it's going to turn out yet. I really hope it turns out good. I'm super excited to see it. And I really hope that you guys like it too. I don't know if I'm going to add all of the details onto it. Like, they have a womp womp sign above their head. They have wings on their back. And they have a couple other things, which I can't seem to recall as of right now. I believe they have like flowers in their hair, and I think they have arm warmers just like the other character did. So I'll remember to not forget those this time. And I'm really excited to see how this one's going to turn out. I did speed this one up more than the other one, so this is going to be a little quicker. Both characters are probably going to take me about an hour to draw, so about 2 hours to draw both the characters, and then we have probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours of editing, because I edit all of my own videos, but you know, it takes a while to edit, especially with how much I ramble, which is pretty apparent when you listen to the voiceovers. Here, I was struggling to draw the hair, so I was like, I'll just trace the rough outline of the hair that they already have on, and hope that that works out okay. So far, it does actually look okay. I feel like it looks a little odd because obviously the avatar shape and the actual shape of the body outline that I did don't match up fully, but I'm sure that by the end of it, everything will turn out okay, and I'll actually end up liking it. Because that's usually what happens, is usually I won't like it at first, and then we'll get to the end of it, and then I will like it. By this point in the drawing, it was starting to get late for me, so I was like, okay, I will just finish up a couple more things here, and then I will pick this up the next day, because I am officially, as of June 4th, completely done with school. No, as of June 3rd, because I got done school over the weekend. So as of June 3rd, I am completely done with school because, in case you didn't know, I'm homeschooled, so now I have lots more time to make videos. Okay, so they just responded, and I responded back. They said it's wow, it's so good, and then they have the heart emojis, the hand heart emojis, which I'm so happy that they like it. I responded with, I'm so happy that you like it, because I am. I am so very happy that they like it. I'm currently working on the second one. I'm in like the sketching line art-ish stage, so we're about like 15 minutes into that, and they responded. So I'm probably going to finish up a couple more things on that other one, and then I will see you all again tomorrow. Okay, hi, it's tomorrow, and we are back with finishing up this drawing. I actually really like how this one turned out. This has got to be one of my favorites. I fixed up the hair a little bit here because I just wasn't liking how much of the face it covered. And after I fixed it, it looked a lot better, and I like it a lot more. I touched up just a couple little things that were just a little off, but were overall just not too bad. I am just realizing now that I totally forgot to add the ears, like the elf ears that were there, and I chose not to add the wings because wings are just way too difficult for me to draw. So those are the few things that I did not add. Here I'm figuring out the hair and skin colors that I want to use. I do end up changing the skin color a little bit more after I do a color check to make sure that it turns out okay. A color check is when I take my drawing app and put it over on my computer screen instead of my drawing pad screen, as I think I mentioned earlier. I'm not entirely sure. But now I'm starting to work on the shirt, and I've actually never drawn like a checkered pattern shirt like this, so this was definitely a learning curve, but overall I really like how it turned out. So far it's been a while since I finished this, and the person that I made it for has yet to respond, but I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from other people that said they really liked it, so I'm quite happy about that. Trying to do the checkerboard pattern was really difficult, and I had to restart it quite a few times while I was trying to figure it out, and there were a couple times where I contemplated just not doing the checkerboard pattern and just making it a green shirt, but in the end I did decide to do the checkerboard pattern, and I am so happy that I did because it looks so much better. Sorry about the clicking noise. And by the way, if you hear any background noise, it is because my dog Zuma has just gotten a new toy, and he is laying under my desk playing with it. So if you hear any background noise, that's him. He's having fun with his new toy. Here I finally decided on how I was going to do the checkerboard pattern. I played around with the spacing of the lines a little bit until I found something that I was at least kind of happy with. I realized I had to move those buttons over, which was a little annoying, but I'm very glad I did. I'm very glad I fix those little things when I do, because they just make it look so much better. So yeah, I finished up the lions, and I erase anything that's covering up the hair, because obviously the hair would fall on top of the shirt. And then I get started on the colors. I fiddle around with the colors a couple of times while I'm still trying to figure it out to make sure that the colors are actually distinctly different. But I really like how they turned out. See here, the colors weren't dark enough, so I darkened them up and then they looked much better. And then I got a nice light green for the outer pieces and the buttons, and then obviously for like the actual buttons themselves, instead of the fabric around them, I made the buttons white, as they looked in the screenshot that I had of their avatar. Now I'm working on the jeans, and I've never drawn like ripped jeans before, so this was definitely something new. I'm not a huge fan of how it ended up turning out, but overall, I think it's okay for it being my first time drawing jeans like this. I was really struggling to get this belt buckle down, and I had to like redo and restart it so many times. Alright, and here we go. I finally got the belt buckle to a place that I like it, and now I'm working on the rips in the actual jeans. I've never drawn ripped jeans before, so I was just trying my best, and I'm okay with how it turned out. I feel like it could have looked better, but for me never drawing ripped jeans before, the way that it turned out is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I added some like connecting fabrics because obviously ripped jeans aren't usually just one big hole, they have some of the fabric still connecting over it. It's a little iffy. I would have rather not to add the square rips, or the squares that were supposed to be rips into it. I would have rather not adding it, but I was just trying to stay true to the character. And here I'm fiddling around with the skin tone once again because I didn't like how it didn't match as well as I wanted it to. And now I'm working on the leg warmers that are there. They end up just looking like socks, honestly, and I feel like I just need to learn how to do that and practice it more, but it's not something that you see on a whole ton of characters, so I didn't really bother with it. I tried to make it at least a little bit more than just a straight line, and I'm okay with how it turned out. It wasn't really relevant when I took the screenshot to send to the person that I drew their avatar, so at least it was a good thing that I didn't spend too much time on it. This was me. I was renaming the layer for it, that part where I paused. At first it said leg warmers with a couple question marks, and then it said now they're socks, I guess, but that didn't fit in the section, like the words, so I just did socks question mark IG, which is short for I guess. And then I drew the necklace because I noticed that she had one on, which was pretty simple, pretty easy, and then I got started on the flower details. So sorry about the background noise. Zuma is throwing his toy around. I think he likes it. But now I started working on the flower details, and I moved around the placing a little bit for them. But in the end, I'm actually really happy with how they turned out. The shape of them is a little off, but that's just because I don't normally draw flowers. Flowers is not my strong suit with this kind of thing. But I really like how it turned out. And I like the color that I picked out for it too. I think it stands out enough on the hair, but it doesn't take away from anything else either. It's not like the star of the show. I think the thing that stands out most on this character is the green shirt. I think that's what stands out the most. I am just realized that I did not color in those triangles that were there. That's unfortunate, honestly. I just realized that. I don't know how I could have missed that, but yeah. I'm sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. His toy is a squeaky toy, and he just keeps squeaking it over and over and over again. Alright, now I'm getting to basically the end of the flowers. I just added these little yellow details in it to just make them stand out just a little bit more, and I quite like how they turned out. And now I'm deciding what I want to do next, and I end up deciding that I want to do the womp womp sign, which I redo a couple of times, but since obviously the transparent background is white and the sign would be white, I had to add a background color to make sure that it actually stood out. Since I have green and blue here, I figured that yellow would work pretty well for a background, and safe to say it worked out pretty well. I had to redo the sign quite a few times because the lines weren't thick enough or they were just too big or whatever, but in the end they turned out pretty well. I quite like the bows that go with them, and it's super cute. Let me know down below in the comments if the music is too loud or too quiet, because I wanted to make sure that the music wasn't so loud that it overwhelmed my voice, but I'm not sure if I made it too quiet. So if you have any feedback on that, let me know. Alright, here I am editing the bow a little bit just to make it look a little bit better, and then I size it down, and then I color it pink because the bows are pink. And then I paste them, and then there we go. And now here I'm just putting it all into the same layer so that the womp womp sign is on its own layer instead of 4 separate ones like it was before. And I quite like how that looks. Now I'm trying to work on the face, and I started with the eyes, and if you've never seen my style of eyes, they have the most dramatic eyeliner but no eyelashes. So I was trying to do that, but at first I made the lines too thick and too small, and then the point wasn't working, and I was just really getting frustrated with this because I just could not make it work. I was struggling far too much. So even after getting an eye shape that I kind of liked, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go steal an eye from another character that I've drawn, which we'll see here where I wrote, I'm gonna get an already drawn face, which I meant by that, but I'm gonna go get a face that I had already drawn on a different character, which I did, and then I brought it back. I obviously had to erase the eye color because the eye color of the character that I picked had brown eyes, but the Roblox avatar had blue eyes, so I erased that and changed that out, and I'm actually quite happy with how that part turned out. I really like the eyes. I don't know why I draw my eyes like that. I don't know, it's just something that I've been doing ever since I started drawing this year. Because in case you didn't know, I've only just started drawing earlier this year, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier. And I'm not sure why I draw my eyes like that. I'm not sure where I get the inspiration from. Sorry, that's Zuma. But I'm not very good at drawing like mouths and noses, so those are just lines. But I like how this turned out. The shifts in the screen that you were seeing just there, those were me swapping the colors those were me swapping the drawing app from my drawing pad over to my computer a couple times to double check the colors, and the skin tone looked a little off compared to how it looked on my drawing pad, but I just decided that whatever, it's fine. It doesn't look too far off, it's just a little bit annoying. And now I'm trying to draw the eyebrows. And this was pretty easy. I did brown eyebrows, obviously, because blonde would blend in too much and then you wouldn't be able to see them. And I've had that problem a couple times. I did put like a pink eyeshadow on it with the airbrush. You can't see it at all, but I just figured I'd add it because I thought it looked good. And then it would just be for me and you guys to know that it's there, because I don't think you'll notice it from the screenshot that I took. Here I'm redoing the mouth. I don't know why I decided to redo the mouth because honestly it looked just fine before, but it's fine now, so we're just gonna leave it the way it is. Now I'm deciding what I want to do next. I decided to do the arm warmers because that'll only take me just a little bit. So I add those on really quick, and the arm warmers are flat. They kind of just look like gloves almost. So I need to learn how to do those better, but overall I'm okay with how this turned out. And here we go, let's showcase the art and get back to showing them. Okay, so I'm back on Discord and we have just finished drawing the second character of this video. I really love how this one turned out. I think I'm like most excited about like the hair and the sign because I love both of those. Unfortunately, doing the full body, like taking a screenshot of the full body of the character, made it way too pixelated, but I couldn't like make it less pixelated, so I just decided we're just gonna cut it off just above the knees because it's not like there's any interesting decor that we put down there, just the leg warmers that are actually more like socks. But yeah, so I've got the character here, and I've got this here, and I got this person ready to be messaged, and I'm super excited about this. So I really hope they like it. Okay, let's send it. I hate how Discord crops things like that, but this is what it looks like overall compared to this, which actually I like it. It's super cool. Aw, somebody reacted with these. Aw, people like it. Yes, it makes me feel so good about it. I'm so glad that people like it, and I will come back after they respond.